领导在，我这里有一个小小的问题想请教。目前我们员工一没有叛国，二没有反党，三没有搞破坏，四没有过激行为，我们只是有一些诉求而已，可怜的诉求而已。可为什么我们的电话和微信等对外联络方式都受到不明干扰，我们的人身安全受到不同程度的威胁恐吓？难道政府就是用这样的方式关怀关爱我们这帮生存受到威胁、切身利益受到严重侵害、遵纪守法的五好良民、手无寸铁的弱势群体吗？
说得好。
加大传播真相的力度，我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样。
So let's talk about that. Since it was already weak, and we'll talk about how they finance it, because I think they've got $40 trillion in debt. If you add sovereign debt all the way through to the regions and to the banks and the consumer debt, but which, by the way, by our new trade deal, we've got the opportunity to go and help refinance. But I'll get to that in a second. About this virus. Number one, you've been someone that understands Asian culture. You've lived there for a number of years. You've kind of dedicated your life to this. Talk to people about this pandemic as you've seen it as it affected China. Have you ever seen anything that has disrupted China more than this?
I lived in China for 9 years, and I've never seen anything quite like this. And I think there's a couple of very important factors to recognize to kind of set the stage, if you will, to help people understand this. This supposedly started in what they call a wet market, and a wet market is think of it almost like a farmer's market for meat. And it's not just there's a side of beef hanging out. There will be all nature of meat. Some of the animals that this virus has been tied back to have been pangolins, which for American viewers is something akin to maybe a cross between like a turtle and a porcupine. It's been tied to snakes. It's been tied to other animals. And these are all animals that in these wet markets you will actually find either live or pre-slaughtered animals of that kind, through to dogs and other animals, where these meats are eaten. And so this kind of hopefully sets the stage. The other thing that I think is important to understand about this is that Chinese healthcare system in the best of times is an incredibly strained system. It doesn't have large amounts of ready supplies. It doesn't have large amounts of well-trained personnel. Just to give you an idea, basic hygiene standards like latex gloves in normal times are not widely used in medical facilities. The level of education is relatively low. Outside of the major centers, in some cases, only about 65% of doctors don't even have a bachelor's degree. So you're talking about very low levels of human capital, of knowledge in the medical system. And so this is really just creating this perfect storm, so that really the numbers that I think I've seen indicate that more than 50% of the country is on some type of, let's say, movement restriction, quarantine.
Let's talk about that for a second. It's a nation of 1.4 or 1.5 billion people, depending on how you count the migrant workers. So you got 1.4 billion at the low end, and right now they're telling us that 80 to 100 million are under full quarantine in the central provinces and some other cities. There's another anywhere from 4 to 5, maybe 600 million people under this lockdown, which is sometimes self-imposed, sometimes imposed by the government. So you have anywhere from 500 million to 600 or 700 million people spread throughout a country. 40%. All this is essentially east of the Mississippi, equivalent to east of the Mississippi River in the United States. How can that actually happen? I mean, these are numbers, and I understand everything about China is about scale. But Professor Balding, how help American audience comprehend how this can even be pulled off?
So just logistically, I think there's a couple of things that are very important to recognize. First of all, in China, in really every apartment building and out in the rural areas, in villages or whatever, there will typically be a party representative. So every apartment building has a party representative.
This is from the CCP. This is the Chinese Communist Party. What people don't understand is of the 1.4 billion people, only 90 million are members, official members of the Chinese Communist Party. So you're saying one party member per building, or a couple in the village, you've got these commissars, correct?
That's correct, yes. And so they will basically, they basically in these times essentially get put in charge of the building. They're kind of in charge of the building. They're kind of like the den mother, for lack of a better term, if you will, during normal times. During these times, they're basically going around making sure that people are staying in their houses, things like that. So even at the low levels, everybody kind of has their marching orders from the party. And then on the techno side, I think what a lot of people need to understand is that the surveillance state that they have in China is truly just mind-boggling. I've been seeing reports that basically now, for instance, WeChat, which is a very popular messaging app there, or the telephone company will actually send you lists of where you have traveled within the last month or two, so that if you, for instance, go to work, you can show your boss, this is where I was. I have to be quarantined, or I don't have to be quarantined. Or if somebody says you need to be quarantined, you can actually pull out this list. And so they're sending you these types of notifications about this, and they have video surveillance, which is actually doing thermal imagings of like bus areas and airports and things like that. Everybody, like if you go into buildings or whatever, everybody has their temperature recorded and things like that. So it's really this mix of techno surveillance and party surveillance.
这个疫情接下来会往什么情况下发展？中国政府会采取什么样的措施？这个问题是所有人都在猜，所有人都关心的问题。文贵，我在这儿我以我个人的情报和战友们的联系，和我对共产党的了解，我仅凭郭文贵个人之见，并愿承担责任的说说我的想法。昨天我给一个某国他的大领导，我们一直保持联系。他给我发信息，他说我刚刚听了简报，说中国共产党决定还要让很多人返回城市去工作，工厂开工，酒店开业。他们给我汇报的情况，他说我想给你核实一下，给我发了几个简单的数字。我给他的回复是的，基本上你们的情报是准确的。他说他们要开什么会，3月份什么共产党的会，他现在还要开什么会？这个会真的那么重要吗？我说是的。他说那你觉得接下来会发展到什么情况？会有什么样的坏处？会有什么样的事情发生？我给他回复，我说他们决定3月的第一个星期继续要开共产党的那个王八蛋的政治两会，完全虚假的所谓人民代表和政协代表根本不存在的。但是为了记住我这话，为了党内的政治斗争和现在共产党统治中国人民，或者你们叫管理中国人民的权利的延续的合法性，他们是一定要开的。他说那你确定他们是让人返城吗？我说是的。返城的代价是什么？我给他回复，他们返城的代价就是要在中国酒店开业，部分服务设施餐厅开业，有些交通要打开，有些火车飞机 要专用专飞给他们用，但是随之而来的服务都会有，接着会导致下来大面积的传染，啊，大面积的传染就会传染到中国，再次的爆发，爆发完以后会传到全世界，啊，我这个我发到我们群里有，但是你们没有看到后来给我回话，啊，过了一段时间他给我回复说 ，Miles， 你的这个给我们的消息，他跟我们判断是一样的。他说那将是一个对中国人民是个灾难，但是对待灭掉共产党是一个完美的风暴。啊！我当时我给他发了个信息，我说我特别不爱听你这个话，我说你这话太像中国共产党了。他的完美的风暴灭共了啊，你觉得挺好了？我说我们中国得死多少人？但是我发英文的时候呢，我给他写的是 I don't like the styles 啊，这是 the too many people to die for me is no good. I don't like the style. 我给他发这个，结果他回复说你这个回复很好，是他说是很痛苦，是很不好，死很多人。他说但是这就是中国人要付出的代价。